G'day, it's Peter back with another episode of the Property Club, and today I'm doing another property guide video, this time on entry-level condominiums in Makati. So Makati, personally, I prefer Makati over every other city and district in Metro Manila. I truly believe it is the heart of the city. It is the true CBD, the business center, and it also has a lot of entertainment, malls, shopping, everything on offer in that local area, in the area surrounding Greenbelt. You've got beautiful shops, bars, restaurants, everything that you could wish for. I love the area. It's one of my favorite areas. So let's look at entry-level condos in Makati. Let's get started. Today we're looking at condos starting from only 3 million peso. I've got my calculator here so I can calculate the different square meterage rates for you and do the math for you. So all the hard work's done for you. So this first condominium is the Makati Prime Tower, 1 bedroom, and it's in the Bel Air district. So a nice little district near the Ayala Triangle. You've got Ayala Triangle, you've got Century City, you've got Burgos Street and everything there. This is 41 square meters. It's on the 23rd floor, and that's the actual view. Let's have a look. This is the condo. So Makati Prime Tower. That's the living space. Nice little kitchen. And that's it. So let's do the math on this one. Look, this is probably the sharpest priced condo on the market today. So look, there's not a lot of fat in it, so you wouldn't want to lowball it too low. What I would personally want to settle it for is around about 2.44 million. So you might go to 2.5 million if you really liked it, just because it is a decent size. It is 41 square meters. So let's say if you could snag this at 2.5 million peso, which you definitely should be able to find something like this around that price now with the pandemic. Everything you see is negotiable. Then you would only pay 60,000 peso per square meter. Really, really good price, really affordable. When you consider BGC, you're going to have to pay around about twice as much when you compare the price per square meter. So not a bad deal, that one. The next one is in Oxford Suites. Oxford Suites is located on Burgos Street. It has all the bars there. Hopefully, we'll still have the bars after the pandemic. So if you're into the red light city and you're looking for the action, the entertainment district, as well as nice restaurants, cafes, and even clubs in the local area, as well as Century City, this one could be for you. It's a little bit smaller, this one. It's 35.75 square meters. You can also put it in the holiday let pool, which is beneficial. Obviously, holiday letting isn't really great right now, but I'm sure after this pandemic finally ends and they reopen the country, then things will definitely boom along again. So let's have a look at the pictures. Nice looking condo. You can see it does have a balcony, a good sized balcony with a city outlook over Makati. So good sized balcony there and a good sized room. It does look like a hotel suite. Like I said, you can put these in the holiday let pool, hence why they're popular. That's the location there, just along Burgos Street. So let's do the math on this particular one. It's 35 square meters. What would I pay for something like this? Well, just because the size is a bit smaller, it's only 35 square meters, I'd probably pay a maximum of around about 2.7 million peso for this one. So if we calculate 2.7 million divided by 35.75 square meters, you're looking at 75,000 peso per square meter. Really good deal. Moving along, this one. So this is a more modern style condominium. It's by SM, and this is the Jazz Residences in Makati. This particular unit features a wonderful balcony and view, and that is literally the view. Let's have a quick look at the pictures. Only a small unit. Most of the units, modern size units, modern units are actually smaller than the older style units. So yes, you get a newer style condo with nice facilities, and that's the upside. But the downside is, you don't get as much space. So not a lot of living space. It's not very spacious. You can see there the wonderful view, and it does have the ideal view that looks out into Makati City and over the pool. So really nice facilities in the Jazz Residences. Kitchen. So only a small bachelor pad. You can see they've put up the wall there just so it kind of feels like a one bedroom, but it is really, in my mind, a big studio. And see the wall doesn't go all the way up. It looks like the owner has put that wall in. But if you want privacy, that is handy. So that's the unit. That's what it looks like. Lots of pictures of the laundry. That's very strange, isn't it? You can see the balcony just there. It's 27 square meters. Honestly, there's a lot of condominiums in this building, and that's a plus for you because the more condos there are in the building means the more you can negotiate here. So let's say on this one, you really, really want to drive the price down. Let's say around about 2.5 million would be the target purchase price for this condo. Okay, so at 2.5 million peso, if you could snag it for that, at 27 square meters, you're looking at 92,000 peso per square meter. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Again, it is in the red light city, and it's priced at 3.5 million peso. It's a studio with parking. So this is very rare in Makati in particular, and places like BGC. Usually parking is very expensive, especially in BGC. Now, even in Makati, I've seen parking slots go for, as much as 1 to 1.5 million, for a 12.5 square meter, parking slot, just in an average building. Now, if it's a high-end building, it could cost as much as 2 million peso for a 12 square meter car park, believe it or not. I like this one because it does come with parking. It's 28 square meters plus a 12.5 square meter car park, which means it's 40.5 square meters all up. The price is very reasonable, and it features this wonderful view of Rockwell. That's the unit, that's the view, and it faces and looks out to Rockwell. So let's do the math on this one. It is located in Makati Palace. I don't know if you'd be able to negotiate so much on this one because it does come with a parking slot. So I'm going to say that the target price for this one would be around 2.9 million. So let's estimate that you could score this one at 2.9 million based on 40.5 square meters. Just do that again. So actually, it's quite a reasonable price for Makati Palace. It's 71,000 peso per square meter if you can get it at the target price being 2.9 million. So having a quick look at this, this is on the 12th floor. You can see the wonderful view of Rockwell. Let's just compare here quickly because I can tell you right now, those buildings that you can see in the background, that city view of Rockwell, those buildings are high-end, luxury 5-star buildings in Rockwell. And nowadays, Rockwell is selling from anywhere from about 250,000 peso to 300,000 peso upwards. It's insane. Now you can see it's not that far away, and yes, this is an older style condominium, but at 71,000 peso per square meter, it's a bloody bargain. Absolutely. Let's have a look at the pictures. Only a small, kind of like a hotel unit. It is in Makati Palace, which is kind of like a condotel. They do rent rooms out as well, so there are a lot of tourists here. It is located on Burgos Street, so again, red light cities. It is in the red light city, and because it's red light city, actually red light city, the prices do come down a bit because not a lot of people want to live in amongst it, but some people do. And I can tell you right now, I've bought and sold condos in this area just because it's so affordable. Okay, moving along, this next one we're looking at, and this is actually a really, really good one I have lived in this building. This was the very, very first, no, I lie, it was the second building I lived in Manila. The first building I lived in was a building in Eastwood. The second building was this one, which is Greenbelt. It doesn't say the name. I forget the name. I think it's Greenbelt Makati or something like that. I'll remember the name later. But anyway, it's very, very close to Greenbelt, and Greenbelt is a really nice area. Actually, it's about a 3 or 4 minute walk to Greenbelt 5. Greenbelt 5 is an amazing location. I'm just going to skip back to this one really quickly. That's Greenbelt. So if you haven't been to Greenbelt before, it is a wonderful location. It has these beautiful ponds and parks and a mall around it with bars, restaurants, everything on offer there. So it's an ideal location. So this is priced at 4 million. It's actually priced extremely well. It's on the 29th floor near Greenbelt 5 for only 4 million. Let's have a quick look at the pictures. You can see it does have a good sized terrace, and this is one of the reasons I chose living here originally, because it was only a small little unit but it had a big balcony, a really nice balcony, room for a barbecue or table and chairs to sit out and enjoy the view. Let's keep moving on. That's the unit inside, so needs some work inside, but you know, with a couple of coats of paint it would come up really well. Nice high ceilings. I'd say this building is probably around about 15 plus years old, is my guess. I believe it is the Greenbelt Radisson from memory. I think I've just remembered the name. You can see there, that's the size and the width of the balcony and the actual space of the condominium. Now, moving along, that's the bathroom. So you might need to renovate the bathroom, so it's looking a bit daggy. But look, you know, not bad, not a bad little condo. These are some older pictures of what it looked like. Actually, this is pretty much what the condo looked like when I lived in it. It looked pretty much new. So look, this condominium, you're looking at 4 million. What would I pay? Honestly, this is a tough one. Again, it is an older building, but it is Greenbelt. And where it is, the Greenbelt Radisson is right next to a park, a really nice park. So, you know, personally, I think you'd have to pay around about 3.3 to 3.4. I'm going to take a stab at it and say 3.4 million for this particular condo. At a price of 3.4 million, you'd be looking at 100,000 peso per square meter. Actually, very interesting, because I had a very similar view. That was the first condo I lived in Makati. Then I rented another condo in the same building on the opposite side, which actually had a nicer view with a leafy outlook over the park. And those condos do command premiums. So I think this is reasonable for 100,000 peso per square meter. Okay, so the next one, let's have a look at this one. It's the Sunette Tower. So not a bad size. It's 40 square meters for 4 million peso. So they're asking 100,000 peso per square meter in the Sunette Tower. It's an oldie but a goodie, and you can see they've got those old Parker wood floors. They don't make them like they used to, well and truly. Absolutely, it's nice, and you've got a nice little balcony there too in the Sunette Tower. Nice kitchenette. Only a small kitchen, but it is nice. Nice stonework in the bathroom, so they have renovated it. You can see that. Really nice inside. Actually, there's not much you have to do with this condo. Just walk in and live in it, pretty much. And at 4 million, honestly, these condos in the Sunette Tower are rare as hen's teeth. They rarely come up available. It is a good location because it's just outside the entertainment district, and it's literally about a 1 to 2 minute walk to Century City. So, you know, they're asking 100,000 peso per square meter. What would I pay for this? I'd probably be willing to pay as much as, say, 3.4 million. So at 3.4 million peso divided by 40 square meters, you're looking at 85,000 peso per square meter. And you can see I did the video yesterday on BGC. There's a big difference when it comes to prices between BGC and Makati. And I think for the money, the best value is Makati, most definitely over BGC. Yes, you have some nice new and modern condominiums in BGC, but you do pay for it. Okay, the next one is this Knightsbridge Residences. It says it's a rush sale studio. It's one of the smaller cuts. It's probably the smallest cut in the building. It's 27 square meters. It says it's a one bedroom. It's not really. It looks like a studio to me. It says the current market value for these condos is actually 5.5 million. Now, Knightsbridge has all the facilities, saunas, pools, right next door in the heart of Century City. So it is a good location. This is what the condo looks like. Decent sized balcony with a nice outlook. 27 square meters on a low floor. It's on the 5th floor. Does say it has a glass partition. And you can see that there. So it does have a divider, so it does kind of look like a one bedroom, but really, in my mind, it's just a studio. They've just added that glass partition. So let's work this out. Honestly, I'm going to be a bit cruel because some of the old buildings are still built really well, and I think some of the newer style condos, they have to come down a bit, absolutely, when it comes to, price per square meter. 27 square meters is small, and they're still asking 4.5 million. What would I personally pay for this? Honestly, I would have to pay something like 3.25 million to purchase this condo. So at 3.25, which is going to be extremely hard to actually buy one of these for around about that price, I think 3.5 is, probably a better target. Personally, I wouldn't pay that. I prefer the older condos over the newer ones based on the price per square meter. But anyway, at 3.25 million, if you could get it for that price, or one condo in this building, you're looking at 120,000 peso per square meter, which is, comparatively speaking, if you looked at the video yesterday on BGC, it's a similar value. Now, Knightsbridge is a newish condo. It's probably built maybe 4 or 5 years ago now, and it's a decent condominium building, so hence why the higher price. It does have a balcony and a nice outlook. Okay, moving along, this next one, the Rise Makati. So if you weren't aware, there is a very popular brand in the Philippines by the name of Shangri-La, and I own a Shangri-La condo. It does command a premium. They're not that cheap, but look, they're really well built. They're gorgeous condos. They have literally some of the best facilities in all of the condos in the Philippines. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Nice high ceilings. You can see that. This is the cheapest unit I could find. It is a one bedroom. It came like this. It looks like it's never been lived in. Has a nice big bay window. And that's the one bedroom there. Separate kitchen as well. There's your entry. That's what it looks like. And 4.9 for this is reasonable. Now, it doesn't list the price for this one. I can tell you now the smallest cut in this building was around about 26 to 27 square meters. So what would I pay? I would literally have to pay around maybe 3.8 million, I think, is fair for a condo like this, depending on the floor. If it was a higher floor, I might pay an extra 100 or 200,000 peso. But let's just work on a figure of, let's say, 3.85 million, which I think is fair for this condominium, divided by 27 square meters equals 142,000 peso per square meter. Okay, so the next one, actually, I'm just showing you another listing in the Rise, and it actually has some more pictures of the Rise condominium. That's what the building looks like. It's a really nice building. That's the fit out of the one bedrooms with balconies. That's what they look like if you got like the ultimate package or something like that. Like they can help you link you up with interior designers and make it look like that. But the condos don't come like that. So don't believe that that's what you're going to get. And a lot of people bought off the plan thinking that's what they'd get, but actually that's what they get. Anyway, this potentially is what it could look like. But anyway, 5 million for this listing, and we've got one other listing in the Rise, which is 5.5 million. Again, 27 square meters. The deal of the day in the Rise is this one at 4.9. You can see it does look like it's on a high floor. Absolutely. Okay, so the next one, we're looking at another condominium in the Oxford Suites. This is a really nice condo in the Oxford Suites. It's got floor to ceiling glass, a really wonderful view and outlook on the corner overlooking Makati City. So in the day you'll get an amazing view, at night you'll get a really great view, and it's 45 square meters, so a very good size indeed. You can see there it does say that it was built in 2001. Let's move along and have a look at the pictures. That's the lobby, and you can put this in the holiday let pool. So for someone that maybe wants to come for 3 or 4 months of the year and rent it out and just put it in the holiday pool, this might be a good option for you. You can just see there in the corner, right there in the corner, there is a small balcony as well. So you get this wonderful view, this wraparound view of Makati City, and a little balcony as well. So it's fitted out and fully furnished just like a hotel. Really nice bathroom. It's an older style, 2001, so it's 20 years old now, but it still looks great. I love that old stonework. All right, so that's the condo. That's what it looks like. So you might want to change out the couch and put a big TV in and change the aircon. Just little things, but pretty much it's very livable as it is. Okay, ooh, almost skipped that. The price, sorry. The price. What would I pay? What would I pay for this? I think this would be comparable to the Rise. I'd probably pay a little bit more, maybe around about, say, 3.9 million peso. So 3.9 million peso divided by 45 square meters, you're looking at 86,000 peso per square meter. That's the target. So the next one, this condo with parking. Again, parking is rare. This is valuable, okay? It's 33 square meters, but add the 12.5 square meter standard car park, you're looking at 45.5 square meters. It's in the Orchard Tower in the Oriental Garden by Federal Land. Okay, so Federal Land is a decent developer here in the Philippines. I can tell you that now. They're in the top 5. So 5 million, and this is what you get with a car slot, which is great. I like those nice old Parker floors, and you've got the nice big wooden door. A bit of a view, a nice outlook there. Big shower, decent size living space, and bedroom, separate bedroom. So it is a true 1 bedroom. Okay, so that's what it is. Now, if we do the math on this one, let's say, again, I'm going to compare it to the last one and say, look, you probably want to pay similar money for this. You might, if you really want the parking, go as high as 4 million. Let's be fair and say 4 million peso for this particular condo. At 4 million divided by 45.5 square meters, it's 87,000 peso per square meter. All right, so this next one, this is probably the deal of the day. I actually really like this one because of the size. Again, I believe it is in Makati Palace. It's in MP, which is Makati Palace. This is one of the largest size cuts in Makati Palace. And, I don't mind living in the red light district and the bar district. They have some decent bars. You don't have to go to the girly bars. There are restaurants. There are nice bars in the back streets. We would go to one place that had like an unlimited Korean food, and we used to enjoy that. Me and Aaron used to frequent the place often. We'd go to places like Handlebars. Handlebars was actually my favorite bar in Makati. You got housed at, and some nice little pubs with good food as well. This is priced accordingly. It's 5.3 million. It's priced to sell at that price. To be honest, you wouldn't want to squeeze too much out of this price because someone might just come in over the top of you on this one. It's 70 square meters. Hence why I'm saying you wouldn't want to negotiate too hard. This is a gem. This is rare as hen's teeth to find this cut at this price. So 5.3 million, and this is what you get. Pardon me. That's the lobby of the Makati Palace. Big bedrooms. And that's the problem nowadays with these smaller units. They're tiny, tiny units. And literally, like that 1 bedroom would be the size of, a very small brand new 20 square meter unit nowadays. This is probably larger, funnily enough. Right, so good, decent size one bedroom. Actually, you could probably actually divide this and turn it into a two bedroom condo. Absolutely. So I don't think there's a lot of fat in this one. I would be willing to pay as much as 4.7 million peso for this particular unit. Based on that, 4.7 million, 70 square meters, you're looking at 67,000 peso per square meter. Really good deal. Honestly, I feel this is the deal of the day. Okay, so it's another unit in Makati Palace by the looks of it. Yes, it does say MP. This one does not say the square meterage. It is a decent cut. You can see by the pictures, but it does not actually show that. Really nice view there. Again, floor to ceiling glass, which is really nice. It's got the old CRT TV, which is kind of funny. Absolutely. So 5.3. I can't do the math on this one, but it's a bit of a comparison versus the other condo. Okay, so the next one is this studio condo in the Columns. Now, I'm just going to check because the reason I think I picked this was because it did have a car slot. I'm almost certain. Yes, it did come with one car slot. So 5.3 million in the Columns. Columns is a decent building. Columns is located very close by. It's probably about a 2 or 3 minute walk to Greenbelt 3. So Greenbelt is right there. It's 42.5 square meters when you actually count in that car park, and it's by Ayala land. Hence why it does command a premium. It's a decent building, and most buildings, for Ayala land, they're asking insane money. I'm talking 250 to 300,000 peso per square meter for modern Ayala land buildings. You can see the quality of this build, is second to none. Really, Ayala land premier in the Philippines would be known as the very best developer in all of the Philippines, without a doubt. Hence why they're so expensive, right? So they really focus on the quality. It is a really good quality build. It is probably, my guess is, it does say 2009 there. So there you go. It's not that old. It's 12 years old. But, for a 12-year-old building, it's still looking really nice. Check out that pool. Really nice facilities. That's the actual cut there. Let's do the math on that one. What would I pay for this one? What would I pay? I'd probably say with the car park, I'd pay around about, say, 4 million peso for this one. I've seen units come and go in recent times in this building because it is getting a bit older. I've seen them go in the low fours. I'd want to really drive it home and probably get a real bargain at 4 million. It's a tough one. It's really tough. If you really like the unit, then, and again, you like parking, you might go as high as 4.3. Personally, I would only pay 4. Okay, I'd be firm at 4. On 4 million, if you could get at that. Look, I'm going to say 4.2 for the square meterage rate because I think that's the very best you could probably get. On 4.2, you're looking at 98,000 peso per square meter. And honestly, for an Ayala land project, very good buying. Okay, so the next one, a modern condominium, does look quite nice and modern inside. It does have a very good size square shape terrace there too for 5.4 million. It's in Paseo de Rojas, and at 5.4 million for 37 square meters, it does not have a car slot. Unfortunately, it only has 2 pictures, but what you will notice is that it is a sorry, it's late and I've been working since 5:30 a.m. this morning. It is a corner unit. So this is a really nice unit, corner unit in Paseo de Rojas. And I really like this one with the nice little terrace. It is a true 1 bedroom. That's the bedroom there, and that's the living space. And it does have a decent outlook, but part of the view does look straight at a wall at another building. But hey, you do get you know, the outlook of the city there too. So anyway, what would I pay for this? I think this is worth all day long 4.4 million. It is a really nice condo, even though it doesn't have parking. 4.4 million divided by 37 square meters, you would pay 118,000 peso per square meter for this one. Okay, so my friend's just trying to call me. I'll have to call him back later. Sorry, Brian. Next one is the San Lorenzo place, and this is a 2 bedroom. It doesn't actually say the square meterage rate, so I can't calculate, I can't do the math, but it's really nicely furnished, and the fit out's very nice inside. They've done a really, really good job. 2 bedroom on the 22nd floor in San Lorenzo. So San Lorenzo Place is the building. Let's have a look. This is the actual unit, and it comes furnished. So really nice. They're saying that they are tenanted. Well, it is tenanted at the moment for 35,000 peso per, almost said square meter, 35,000 peso per month, which is, you know, right now a decent rental. If this was not pandemic, honestly, you should be able to get anywhere from around 45,000 to 50,000 peso. But because of pandemic at the moment, all they're getting is 35, and it is tenanted. So if you're an investor, this is a neat little investment. You can see the 2 bedrooms there, the nice doors, nice fittings. Actually, you know, building materials, I've been having heaps of problems with building materials now, and you would not believe how expensive some materials are. It's absolutely insane. So you can see here the kitchen. It's got a really nice splashback there. Looks really nice. Big living space. Really nice TV unit, and you know, everything just looks great. And you just walk in, and you know, you just walk in. Like, honestly, there is nothing to do with this property. It does say it is below market value. It does also say it is negotiable, right? So it's 5.8 inclusive of transfer fee. Honestly, I reckon you'll have to pay 5 million for this, to be fair. I'd probably want to squeeze them down to 4.8. They have discounted down to 5.5 already. It was 6 million. I think where it would end up is, you know, 5 million. You'd probably have to pay that, considering it's fully furnished, it's really nice inside, and it's a 2 bedroom. Remember, 2 bedroom units actually do rent so much easier than studios and 1 bedroom. They rent all day long. Families, business people love them. They have the best capital growth, have done for the last 10 years. So consider that when buying a condominium. If you can afford it, you're better off always buying a 2 bedroom condominium if you can. And yeah, here you can. So let's say that you had to pay, I'd probably want to squeeze them and go to 4.8, but let's say you really had to pay 5 million for this particular one. Actually, it does not say the square meters, so I'm not sure on the actual size. I'm guessing this is at least 50 square meters. I'm just going to guess and say that it's 50 square meters. So you're looking around 100,000 peso, which is 2,000 US dollars, okay? 100,000 peso, fully furnished, fully fitted out. So not bad at all. All right, so the next one. So the next one we're looking at is the Grand Soho. So Grand Soho was Century City's one of their earlier developments, one of their earlier condominiums. It's a 1 bedroom loft type, and it's on the 10th floor. It's 42 square meters plus a 12.5 square meter car slot. So it does come with a car slot. It's a really good price for this one. What would I pay? I'd probably ask to pay around about 4.6 for this particular unit. Let's have a look. Really nice. Check that out. I think at 4.6, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. I don't know. I'm in two minds about this one. I might actually change my opinion and say this or the 2 bedroom. No, this. Look at that. It's got a balcony. It is a loft. This is probably the deal of the day. There's some really good deals in Makati. Actually, I feel that Makati, that's where the deals are, because some of the condos are aging. I think it's been affected by the pogo industry as well, because a lot of the Chinese have gone back to the mainland, and a lot of those pogo businesses have been hit hard. So what you might find is there's people that have left the country and they're trying to sell, and they'll just sell for whatever because they want out and they're not coming home. They don't want to manage it. Okay, that's the issue. So let's say that you paid, let's say 4.8 for this one. I'm going to say 4.8. 4.8 million is probably what I'd be willing to pay. It is a nice condo indeed. So at 4.8 for 54.5 square meters, you're looking at 88,000 peso per square meter. Okay, the next one is 5.6 million. It's in Paseo Parkview Suites. It's 37 square meters. It does not have parking, okay? I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Let me just double confirm. It does not. It does feature, however, this wonderful view. So that's the view that you get. Let's have a look. And you can see that's the thing at the moment. There's just so much supply, so you can really negotiate heavily. Keep in mind though, the listings I'm showing you today are honestly, I kid you not, I spent about 6 or 7 hours going through, trawling through the internet, finding these listings, and these were the best value listings, the best value current listings in the market today. The one thing I do like about this one is the view, and this has probably got the largest size terrace that we've seen. You know, I love big terraces. I like being outdoors and not having the aircon on all the time. Sometimes it just gets too much and gives me a headache. Like, you can have a little party out here. You could even have, you know, a nice outdoor furniture set. It's that big. So yeah, really nice unit, 37 square meters for 5.6. Nice pool and facilities just below. What would I pay for this one? This is a toughie. Honestly, I would probably pay, just because of the loft, you know, with parking, I'd want to pay an absolute maximum of 4 million for this one. And actually, I'm going to knock it down even further. I'm going to say for this one, I'd probably pay about 3.99 or something like that, right? I'd just, it's a psychological thing for me. I'd want to win, okay, and have a 3 in front of it. So let's say 3.99 million divided by 37 square meters. You're paying for that view, really. You're looking at 107,000 peso per square meter. Okay, so the next one we're looking at is the Gramercy. Now this is a special unit because not only is it the Gramercy, but it's a Gramercy unit on the high floor. Now on the very, very high floors on Gramercy, they actually have higher ceilings than the standard one. So this has really, really high, very nice ceilings and an amazing view overlooking Metro Manila on the 59th floor. And it is a modern condominium with great facilities, awesome facilities. All right, so this is the condo. Now, the thing about Gramercy, though, there are a lot of condominiums. That's your view. It's an insane view. It is an absolutely insane view. For me, personally, what would I pay for this? I would probably pay, let me think about this one. I would not want to pay anything more than 4.4. Okay, where I would start is 4, and I'd go up in like 100,000 peso increments, and I'd just keep coming back to see, you know, if they would be willing to sell. Keep in mind, it's only 30 square meters. It's only a studio, but it does have a super impressive view. This has to be the nicest view that we've seen today. So, you know, at 4.4 million divided by 30 square meters, you know, you're really paying a pretty penny. It's 146,000 peso per square meter. But like I said, you're paying for that view. Okay, so the next one. Okay, yeah, Brian keeps calling me. How you doing, mate? You'll be watching this later, no doubt. The next one is this studio unit in the Knightsbridge Residences, another studio unit. Again, very high floor, 55th floor, and is priced at 5.6 million. I wouldn't pay as much as Gramercy. I think Gramercy is definitely the premier building, and you know, this is secondary. So you'd probably try the Gramercy first and then have a go at this one. You will notice all the bills and things on the floor. So that's a bit of a hint. It looks like no one's really been paying the bills or no one's been living there. So it's a bit of a sign to me that they really, really want to get rid of this, and you know they're not using it. So like even look at that. I mean, it's got this amazing view that it's spoiled because it's got all the dirt on the glass. Horrible. But anyway, what would I pay for this? I would not want to pay 1 peso over 4 million. Again, I'd start around 3.7 and work my way up to 4 million peso. So at 4 million peso, 35 square meters, you're looking at 114,000 peso per square meter. Okay, so the next one, and sorry about the Brian calls, really sorry about that. Yeah, okay. So 5.8 million for this one central apartment. One central is in the middle of the city. It is in the CBD area. It is, I believe, on Ayala. So a really, really good location. You know, business people really like this building just because of its central location. So hence why it's called One Central also. It's fully furnished. It's 32 square meters. Believe it or not, this is the cheapest unit I could find in One Central. So let's have a look. That's the unit. Very high ceilings. And a nice big bay window. And it looks like you could even sit up on that bay window. Personally, I think there's better buys than this one. I'm going to be a little bit harsh on this one. Sorry, One Central. Only because I'm not a big fan of the developer. I'll be honest. I've never been a fan of this developer, which is Mega World. What would I pay? I would be reluctant to even pay 3.9 or 4 million. Like honestly, if I was to buy this, I would have to steal it. I would have to absolutely steal it. I'm just not fond on it. I think there's better deals out there. I would pay probably a maximum of something like 110,000 peso per square meter. So if we reverse engineer that, 32 square meters at 110,000 peso per square meter, 110,000 times 32. So yeah, I wouldn't pay any more than 3.52, but good luck finding someone willing to sell at that price. I think it's near impossible. So for me, this is probably be a hard pass. Okay, so the next one. So this next one is in the Midori Tower. It's 40 square meters, priced at 6 million peso. Let's have a look. Really nice, nicely done here. This particular unit, nicely furnished, nice fit out, and it's quite new, the Midori Tower. So keep that in mind. What would I pay for this? High ceilings and a balcony in the middle of the city. See, this is the difference between One Central. One Central doesn't have the balcony. Like, look at the difference. Like, look at this. I have to go back to this. That, right, versus that. You know, there's no comparison. So for me, I would probably pay as much as 4.8 million for this condo because I love that big balcony. I like that view. I just think this is a nice little unit. It is a big kind of oversized studio. You could potentially divide it so it kind of looks like, you know, one bedroom. I wouldn't. I have a similar condo like this where it did actually have a partition, and I knocked the partition down because I prefer the open plan living. I'd pay 4.75. Let's say 4.75. At 4.75 million divided by 40 square meters, you're looking at 118,000 peso per square meter. Okay, next one, priced at 6.6 million peso. It's 67 square meters is the size of this one. I'm not quite sure. It does kind of look like the Sunette tower, but that picture just it confuses me. It doesn't actually say the condo name. I think it's Sunette because you can see the vines, like they have something like that in Sunette, and it says it's near Century Mall. So I'm assuming it is Sunette. So that's my guess. It doesn't say, like I said. So it's 6.6 for 67. It's a good size condominium. You can see the Parker wood floors, the separate kitchen, big bay window with the view. Again, I'm pretty sure it is the Sunette Tower. I could be wrong though. Nice big kitchen, big bedrooms. Does also look like it's a corner unit. Even the bathroom, you know, it wouldn't take much to bring that up. It's got a big tub, and they've got that older style marble flooring, the marble tiles in the bathroom. So what would I pay for this one? 67 square meters. I'd probably be willing to pay as much as, let me just think on this one. I think you'd go to 5 million for this one, considering the size being 67 square meters. I reckon 5 million is around on the money. Keep in mind, older style condos, you know, they don't age that well. They do have problems. The dues go up. You know, there's concerns with older style condos, so you want to squeeze it down more. So I think 5 million is fine. 5 million, 67 square meters, you'll be paying 74,000 peso per square meter. Sorry, what I'm trying to say is this. You wouldn't pay the same rate square meterage wise for an older condo than you would for a brand new or a condo that's only 5 or 10 years old. So the newer it is, the higher you'll pay when it comes to the square meterage rate. The older it is, you've got to consider what's the life of this building. Is it 50 years? Is it 60 years? So when they condemn this building and knock it down, you're not going to have a condo anymore. So that's something to think about. Okay, so the next one is this one. Quite a nice condominium. It's in the Beacon, and it's in Makati for 1 bedroom, 54.5 square meters. And I believe it did have a car slot. Let me have a look. It doesn't say. I thought it did say it had a car slot. I could be thinking of another one. 7.2 million. The big feature of this condo, and you can see it in the first picture, and I'm glad that agent did that, because actually that's the selling point of this unit, because it is a huge balcony, massive balcony, really nice size balcony. 54.5 for 7.2. Let's have a look. Yep, this is the unit. So it actually looks like that balcony stretches from the bedroom across to the living space. Just want to check that. Yeah, you can see the balcony wraps around from the living space to the bedroom. So it is a really good sized balcony, probably the biggest balcony of the day. Right, so, and that's rare actually. Most balconies nowadays are really small. So, you know, this has a really nice selling point, being that balcony. I think, you know, based just on that huge balcony, it's a really nice balcony, you'd be willing to pay, you should pay around about maybe 5.5 million. So roughly around, let's say 5.45 million, 100,000 peso per square meter, I think is fair for this one. Okay, so the next one, this is a loft. So a beautiful loft in Eaton Parkview, which is opposite the park, and only about a 3 or 4 minute walk to Greenbelt 5. So 42 square meter for this 7.2 million for this 42 square meter unit. And this loft, keep in mind they don't count that airspace. So, you know, realistically the space, because they have to go higher, it is more. You know, it's probably like maybe 55 square meters. It's hard to calculate lofts, is what I'm saying, because of that void, that airspace. So what would I pay for this? I would be willing to pay 6 million for this. And I can tell you now, if I could find one around about high fives, 5.8, you know, I'd be cheeky. I'd start at 5.6, 5.7, work my way up to like 5.9. Again, it's a psychological thing. I wouldn't want to pay exactly 6. I'd want to pay like, you know, 5.9, 5.95. So let's just say 5.9. 5.9, I would buy something like this today in a heartbeat. 42 square meters. You're looking at 140,000 peso per square meter. It might sound high, but ultimately it's not really, because, you know, you pick up that airspace. So it is a modern condo. It's probably, you know, if it was a flat 1-story condo, it's probably closer to like 115 to 120,000 peso per square meter. So I think it is reasonable. Okay, drum roll. Sorry, a bit of a long one today. Yeah, it's been a long one. I think I'm done for the day. After this, it is Friday. I'm having a beer. It's 9:10 p.m. and I need a beer. It's a Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. Let's have a look at this last one. It's 49 square meters, and again, it's in the Eaton Parkview, price at 8 million peso. So really nice condo, fully furnished inside. Let's have a look. This is the condo. Really nice inside. You can see that, and it is a loft type. What would I pay for this loft? It is a bit bigger than the other Parkview. It does look quite a lot nicer inside. You can see that it definitely has a lot more room. I'd probably pay an extra 800,000. So if I was going to pay 5.9, I'd say I'd go to say 6.7 on this particular condo. So at 6.7 million peso divided by 49 square meters, you're looking at 136,000 peso per square meter. Thanks a lot. This has been Pete from the Property Club. Double thumbs up. I'm going to go and have a beer. I've got one last chung in the fridge. I've been saving it all week. It's been a rough week, and we've got rain season here, so unfortunately I won't be getting out to site this week, so I might be doing something different when it comes to the building videos, and I will be doing something this week end. Again, really tired. I've been up since 5:30 working non-stop. Okay, great. Thanks so much. Double thumbs up, and bye for now. Bye bye.